of course, and my mind has been expanded because of it. But first things first, let's fire up one of these games. We're going to start off with this one. It's called Mighty Monsters. Most of these games, actually, possibly all of them, are free to play. Because of this kind of game, it's about like repeating lots of things over and over again. You know, it's kind of quite grindy. Even the original Pokemon games are pretty grindy.
Oh yeah.
It fits well into the free-to-play model of keep doing a thing all the time. If you want to do it faster, maybe pay some money, and if you want to cut some corners, you can give us a bit of cash and all that. So we're starting at the beginning of all these games. I haven't played all of them, so this is part of me comparing my experience with Pokemon to our experiences here. We can all see what the similarities and differences are. But they've all been recommended. They all have very high ratings on the App Store or have high ratings on Pocket Gamer or App Spy. So this is technically supposed to be the cream of the crop, and we're going to discover which ones are best and which ones are not. So first thing I'm going to do is hit create and kick this thing off. We get a little cutscene with some floating whale boats and a large phoenix blowing up a thing that's definitely not one of the flamey ones.
Yep, good.
Who I've called Scorch. My Pokemon in Pokemon Ruby, Fire, Red, whatever it's called.
Right.
Is one of the fiery ones.
Is it the lizard? Is it a lizard? Yeah.
I think it's lizardy. Yeah.
Okay,
like a
right.
Charmander or something.
Yeah, you've got Charmander. I think.
Okay, so here's the lead. Way to sleep into the day. The big tournament starts. We're way behind. Come on, we have to hurry. Well, that was awkwardly written. So I'm going to go and tab. We're off to a flying start. Hey, look, a monster. Why don't you go and catch it? All right, I'm taking the advice of this young lady. I'm going to tap on the white, fluffy monster. Loading is happening. And presumably some kind of mad battle. Here we go. Right, so we've got a Hoppit, which looks a bit like a rabbit and is apparently rare, versus a Tusker. I can either do two things. I can do a needle shot or cut. Hang on, needle shots. That's something that's actually directly from Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there are needle shots in there, but whatever. So I've done that. Tusker hasn't fought back yet. I'm going to do cut. And apparently it's now, because the energy of Tusker has been reduced, that now gives me the option to capture it, which is just like Pokemon with the Pokeballs. You're supposed to wear them down a little bit before you capture them for your own. I can now apparently tame the monster using either the common gem or the taming gem. This is where the free-to-play aspect comes in.
The common gem.
Apparently, yeah. So it'll cost me 60 of the common gems or 5 of the taming gems. Don't know how much I have of each. Let's use the common one, because apparently it works. Boom! He's just been sucked up into this little star, like multicolored peacock star, which is fulfilling the place of the Pokeball here. I've captured it. I can rename the monster like you can in Pokemon, which I've actually been doing, giving them little silly nicknames and stuff, although I can't. Can I just? Oh, I can. Okay.
What sort of names do you give them?
Mostly rude. No, actually, I'm quite good. They've been thematic. So my little Charmander's called Scorch.
Right. Okay.
Because he's a little fiery Charmander, and that's cool. And the same thing with the caterpillars, the caterpies, whatever they're called. I do obviously take the piss slightly, naturally. Mm-hmm. For example, my character is called Winona, but the little brother character who you get to name at the beginning, who I assume is your little nemesis, leading on, he's called Jerkit.
Right, so, fantastic, yeah.
So, I could have made arguably a more mature choice there, but screw it.
Arguably, you could have, yeah.
Shut up, I'm having fun, all right.
Well, this is true, you're having fun with video
Maturity and Pokemon doesn't go hand in hand, really, I don't think.
No, although that being said, there is like a really big audience of sort of what I would say people who maybe it isn't the target demographic for. Like, I've always seen Pokemon as a kids game first and foremost. It is like JRPG light.
Yeah.
But actually, and I'm one of these people, because I play a Pokemon game every single generation. That's kind of, every hardware generation. I try and play at least one Pokemon game to see how the series has progressed. And I must admit, I still really, really love them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there is a sort of like innocence to them, which I quite like, and I think that is quite appropriate for younger players.
Sure. Right, look at the treasure chest. Why don't you clear one of those bushes and see what's inside? All right, then let's go and have a look. Right, first thing I'm saying is I don't like the way this is presented at all. It's done in a top-down perspective, so you're looking basically straight down at it, but it's that kind of as if you're looking straight down on a flat map, but all of the things that would be standing up have been flattened back onto the surface. All the trees I imagine they're laying flat on the ground, and the same thing with the characters. I've completed my first quest, and finishing quests will give me items and tournament points, and I've gotten the journalist award. I don't know how this game knows that I'm a journalist, but it does.
Well, there we are.
Very clever. Extra point.
You are
there.
streaming this on Twitch.
Yes, well done. Show off points. Okay, here's my ship. Apparently I've got an airship. I wish I could go with you, but I'll be cheering for you at the tournament. I'm playing Final Fantasy all over again somehow. If you're going to be boarding a ship, gotta give... Is it my name or the ship's name? Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna call this guy Quiff.
Okay.
Because that's what he looks like. I don't know if that's... Oh, a renowned trainer has the same name. Oh, for God's sake, Pokemon.
/ Mighty Monsters.
Okay, I'm gonna call him... Quiffage.
Quiffage. Okay.
Yes, Quiffage. I'm sure no one's got that name.
No.
Yay. Captain Wegley. Sounds good. Welcome aboard. Alright then, here I go. This is presumably going to be the equivalent of my professor character, maybe? He's going to teach me stuff about Pokemon? I don't know. Let's go and find out.
Well, I would hope so.
Okay, we're in the far out forest. This is one contained environment, which has got trees and crap on it. Over here we've got Blissful Bay and the steepy slopes and puzzling pyramids. So there are different areas that you unlock as you go through and play. Also, there's the arena, which I presume will allow me to do some PvP style battlings. I'm going to assume anyway. Can I just select this? I'm tapping on the screen and nothing much is happening. Okay, now it's loading. Far Out Forest. I've got 4 quests and 3 monsters that I can deal with in this environment. And apparently they get reset every 14 days. That's interesting. Okay.
Okay.
And I haven't played this at first. So here's the environment that we're in. I can just tap around to move this guy. Here's a young lady with what looks like a stick of some kind. Alison, welcome to the forest. Have you seen any cool monsters yet? No, I haven't, Alison. But I presume we're about to see some.
Yeah.
Fight for them. Here we go. All right then.
Well,
so my Rabbity Rabbit is going to be fighting against something called a Chew, which is common, which I think is a slight.
Very common. I don't. Yeah. Weird use of words. Also, isn't Alison spelt wrong?
I think there are different ways to spell Alison.
Really?
Well,
it says Orlison.
Look, I'm a talking rabbit. Well, not a talking rabbit. I'm a hoppit rabbit fighting some kind of mutant bear in a game.
I'm just not immersed.
We're not going to be picking up on the spelling of names. I don't think that's the weirdest thing about this game, frankly.
Yeah,
okay,
true.
So Hobbit's taken a couple of hits, and now we've swapped out for Echo, who's a flying bat thing. Boom. Now, I guess there's a very good reason why these games exist. Right. The reason that we're looking at these games rather than taking a look at a Pokemon game on iOS is because Nintendo refuses to do it. At least the full game at the moment. As we pointed out earlier before the stream started, Nintendo is bringing over a Pokemon game to iOS. It's a CCG, a collectible card game, but it is an official Pokemon game that will be coming out on iOS, which is a first for Nintendo. Yeah. That hasn't really happened. As Peter mentioned, they're not technically a full first license, the Pokemon company, so things are a little bit different, but still, you don't get any Mario stuff, and Nintendo's always been very vocal about how it won't be bringing any of its properties onto mobile phones.
And you can absolutely take to heart, and obviously I do not know this because I do not know the inner machinations of Nintendo, but I will tell you this right now. There will have been a meeting where Nintendo sat down with the Pokemon company and they said, yo, we're going to do this trading card game and we're going to put it out on iPad, and Nintendo executives will have gone, whoa, because obviously Pokemon is a really, really big franchise for Nintendo, and it sells systems. There's a new 3DS that's coming out, and you can bet your bottom dollar that at some point there is going to be a Pokemon game, and they will probably try and make it take advantage of that new processing speed and that second stick
thing,
weird nub stick thing. Pokemon games sell consoles, so the fact that there's going to be a Pokemon game on iPad, I think that's yeah, I think that's quite indicative of the state of mobile and tablet gaming at the moment.
It's interesting. I've just pulled up the item menu just to have a look. I also swapped my creatures during that battle. Like, you can call your Pokemon back and unleash a new one because he was getting dangerously low, and I wanted them both to get experience points, if that's how it works. I've just pulled out my inventory. I've got a bunch of gems. These allow me to catch the not Pokemon, catch the creatures. I was going to use a minor energy potion because one of my dudes is looking a little bit shabby. So I'm going to say use. Tell me who I can use it on. Someone? Did it just use it? Because I didn't get the option to choose which creature I wanted to use it on.
Ooh.
That's weird. Let me try again. Because I'm not going to... I've hit use. You already have full energy. Oh, maybe it just healed all of them. This is... See, I'm not sure about this. I think this is a bit rubbish. I would like to point out... Oh, God, here we go. Free daily tokens. Free daily spins. See more prizes. Bugger off. Not interested. This has got lots of positive ratings on the App Store. And it's listed in these kind of like best Pokemon alternative lists. And look, clearly I don't have full energy. Look. Obviously I don't. This is nonsense.
Is it that you can select like another monster instead first?
Maybe I think it's the guy himself, my actual character I'm healing, but that doesn't make any sense either. So Hoppit's one adorable bunny, but just to throw the competition off their game. So he's really a mean son of a bitch, but he looks cute when he wants to fight. And it's gotten his strengths and weaknesses listed below. That's actually quite useful, because that's one of the things that you learn doing Pokemon, is that some creatures are susceptible to attacks while others aren't. And so here they actually show you which they are, rather than you having to work out and learn it by yourself, which makes things, I suppose, easier. I want to use an item, though. I want to use a heal item.
Now, is it that you're running out of like free-to-play energy rather than like health energy? Is that possible?
I don't know. Well, see, I've got gems in the top right-hand corner and some coins as well. And no doubt these things are going to run down over the course.
I think it might be that you've got full energy to like move
Summon
about
Pokemon and stuff.
No, as in like because it's a free-to-play game.
Oh yeah, maybe that every time I move and every time I do stuff, it costs me. That's true.
Yeah.
It's difficult with this grindy stuff. It does lend itself well to the free-to-play sort of format, the free-to-play payment model, but yes, you do feel like occasionally you're being fleeced, depending on how generous the system is. Like, some games do it well, some games don't. Not all free-to-play is necessarily evil, because it's just a way to pay for games, and that doesn't make the game awful or the payment system inherently bad. There are ways of doing it well. Team Fortress 2, for example. Or even things like Trials Frontiers is pretty good at the beginning, anyway. During the first few hours.
World of Tanks Blitz.
World of Tanks Blitz, that's a very good way of doing it. You can play as long as you like, but if you want to play in the higher tiers, you have to cough up for a bit of extra... you have to either play for a very long time, or cough up and purchase yourself some particularly meaty tanks. But that's a very generous system. It works really well.
Absolutely. And we actually do have a news story on the front page of appspy.com at the moment. I'm sure Danny will link to it in the chat. And we've got some exclusive news on World of Tanks and multiplayer and Android version. So that's something that you might want to check out at some point. But you know what? If I had to criticize this game, and I do, I would say that it looks pants. Like, it looks awful.
The art style's rubbish.
Isn't it?
The look is not good. It's horrible, flat, top down, but flat. The look is rubbish. The creatures, I don't like the look of them.
The character design is just like... Because that's it, right? Pikachu is like so iconic.
Yeah.
Like, it's cute, but also it's got just a slight edge of aggression when it's like got its little eyes all frowny, frowny and stuff. Yeah, he's like
pissed off.
There's
also a very strong separation of foreground and background and stuff like that. Whereas this looks like just a horrible amalgamation. There's also a problem where when you've designed like 70 creatures, 170 creatures, whatever it is, however many Pokemon there are now. When you've got all these different copies of the games that all have to invent their own several hundred fake creatures, and so there's only so many designs you can do before they all just start looking like each other or like crap versions of ones you've already seen. And that I think is going to be a recurring problem today. I'm going to leave this where it is. We've already come up against the droplets like you see in Dragon Quest. That I think
the little slimes,
and you think are amazing.
We're gonna have a fight about this.
Did you see the PS4 case with the slime on it? You know, they've released custom PS4 cases. One's got an actual, like, a 3D slime that's kind of hanging off the edge, and you can slap it onto the front. Yeah.
No!
Yeah, so you're going to have a joygasm now, aren't you?
Oh, no! I have to spend money!
Don't spend money on that tat, you silly, silly man. Okay, right, we'll leave that where it is, and we're going to throw up another game instead. What should we move on to? Let's go for this one. We're going sideways for this. Good. Some screen filling action. That's what I like to see. So this, let me throw down the placeholder. Boom. This is Monster Legacy.
Ooh.
Also free to download. And apparently my monsters are getting ready. This art already looks better. Let's see if it actually holds up in the game itself. But apparently it's initializing online stuff. I think a lot of these games are connected, like online connectivity nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. For 1,000 years, Arborea had been at peace. Nourished by the magic of the Gaia tree, humans and monsters prospered. Always with the Gaia thing. I've seen a lot of anime recently. It's falling back on the Gaia. An age of chaos began. Oh, a crushing shame. Someone's cackling on a hilltop with some lightning. Seizing this opportunity, the villainous Lord Ardur plotted to control Arborea, and the elders sought one who could stop him. Yada yada yada. Reignited evil. Let's choose my actual person. So these guys are called keepers, not hunters or warriors or fighters or whatever they're called. Trainers. They're called trainers in Pokemon, aren't they? These are keepers. Tap to select a character. I'm going to be this dude this time. He's called Alias. I'm going to call him that because I don't care. Because we're racing through so we can see what the differences are in these games. Now, another topic that comes up when we're talking about how do you play Pokemon on iOS is, well, you can play games like this. Games which are essentially ciphers, versions of the Pokemon formula that we love, but because it's not available on iOS, we're forced to play these instead. And some of them are good and some of them are bad. Had the same situation with Oceanhorn, which is essentially a Legend of Zelda game, but because they won't put Legend of Zelda in, that's the closest game you've got. So people have to play it. And you know, it's quite good as a version of Zelda.
And you might have noticed, if you play a lot of iOS and like mobile games in general, that Nintendo games tend to get like copied and cloned a lot, and then games of companies that don't refuse to work on iOS tend not to. Like, there aren't that many Crazy Taxi clones. There aren't that many, God of War clones. There aren't a whole bunch of those separate sort of projects available, because like Zelda is so iconic, obviously, and people want to play these games. Like, they want to pay money for them as well. Like, obviously Monster Legacy, which we're playing at the moment, is free to play, but we do have, like, for example, there's one paid game on the list of the games that we'll be playing later, and I think people are prepared to pay money for it. It was top of the charts for a while, like Micromon. It was top of the charts, and people were like crazy about spending money on it. So yeah, it's a weird one. Like,
people are kind of doing what they have to do, if you see what I mean. They want this kind of game. They want a Pokemon game, and I'm sure were it available, they would get one. But they can't. So they have to do this. The other thing they can do, technically can do, is use things like emulators to get Pokemon games onto iPhones and or iPads. That's throws up this legal issue where, and it's always very hazy what is and isn't allowed regarding emulators and emulation software. Like, the idea being that you shouldn't be emulating games you don't already own. So if you own it and you've dumped the ROM out of the device yourself and then put it on an emulator, that's okay. Apparently, there are also games you can get that are in the public domain, like homebrew games that have been created for whatever console. It's okay to play them, but if you're downloading ROMs online and then adding them onto your device and you don't owe them, that might be illegal. That's dodgy. But it's all very grey and very hazy. However, there's no doubting that people do go ahead and do it.
Oh yeah,
and there are tons of them that are actually available, and we are going to be covering later on in the week. We mentioned it before. We're going to be covering a particular emulator that you can use for iPhone and iPad. We're going to show you how to use it. We're going to demonstrate it on the stream as well, using some games and some games that we own that we can actually show, and some other homebrew stuff that's more generalized. But there is a way to play Pokemon on iOS. Not technically supposed to, but you can do it. But that's a last resort, because ideally you want to play the real game, and most people can't. So here we go, we're getting into a fight. First thing is, I've called my little Blazon monster Schnarf, because that's what it looks like.
Obviously Schnarf, yeah.
And so they're going to walk me through the tutorial. This game is much prettier. This is a much better looking game than the one we saw before. It's walking me through how to attack. Try the Blazon physical attack by tapping it. So this is his swipe. Quapa! He jumps across, and it's a good hit. The Primon I'm fighting just had 2 bites at me, because it's a little perky bitch. And he's explaining to me that when you get hit, you lose points. Monsters can also perform magic attacks by using this swirly thing. Oh, hello. Here we've got a little tap to attack timer. You can stop the power bar at the place. I'm going to go for the green. Let's see if I can go for the green. Boom. Perfect. Hit. Wabam! A whole bunch of explosions and Premon's down to half health. Ah, but she's gone and used, I'm assuming it's a she, has gone and used her own magic on me. There's also the option to draw upon Gaia's power and perform super attacks. Okay, now these recharge in 2 turns, or you can charge it now with the use of pink coins, which you pay for in-app. Oh, great.
Free to play!
Play. So, he's delighted that I've defeated his monster. And my little Schnarf character is also delighted. Because there is ticker tape coming down from the top of the screen, and I've earned some XP. And when he's earned enough, he'll obviously level up and become more powerful. So far, so Pokemon. However, it looks a lot better than the other one.
Oh, it looks a hell of a lot better. And like, this is a game that, you know, this has been at the top of the charts for ages, and I do actually hear people talking about, like, Monster Legacy a fair amount, as in it does seem to have its fans, and and it is free to play, and it doesn't seem like that is too aggressive.
Well, I've only played it for a few seconds, so I wouldn't like to judge, but it's certainly far better presented than all the rest.
So this is from what is it? Outplay, the company? I think I want to say the company's Outplay, and I actually went to go and visit them in Dundee.
Okay.
And like, they were showing me this game, and obviously, you know, when you play on demo builds of these games, when you're shown them as press, they've got like 1 billion coins like already preloaded and stuff like that. But like, I never actually had to use any of them. Like, I was just sort of like pootling along and getting on and doing the game that I wanted to play with, and I found that was kind of. I like that. I like being able to play, you know, pay for what I actually want to pay for, rather than constantly like, hey, give us some cash, like right now.
That's true. Right, let's go up and have a word with this dragony thing. We'll have another fight. Get ready, says the lightning teeth thingy. I've got a Bluster.
Ooh. Go
on, Schnarf. Let's have another go. We're going to go with the physical attack again. Wabam. This is far more quickly paced as well. The back and forth is a lot quicker, so I tap on him to attack. I'm going to use the hit point button and use a health potion because I'm running low. I've got one, but obviously I can either earn more or buy more later. Monsters can also use stat attacks. Some attacks make a monster stronger while others weaken. So this is another thing they're talking about. You can attack their statistics directly, apparently. So stat attacks require magic and also some skill. Oh, hello. Oh, I missed it. I didn't know I was going to repeat it just like that. Okay, so I've used a damage attack. I think I was trying to block it. Now that my Blazon is powered up, use its magic. Alright then. Ah, that's super. Yep, some fun animation. It's much more quickly paced. The battles fire back and forth a lot faster, which makes it that much more interesting. Now, when the monster's health is low enough, you can attempt to capture it, once again. But be careful, if a monster faints, you won't be able to trap it. Let's try capturing it. I'm going to tap the capture button. I've got 3 different types of trap: Wooden, Deluxe, or Master. They all have different success rates, same as in the other game we saw. This time use a Master Trap to make sure you defers capture it. Alright, here he goes. Oh, it's sucking it in like the trap from Ghostbusters.
Okay. Wah! Now, how do you find the whole like Pokeball trap thing? Because obviously, like, there's this, you know, deep dark, you know, animal rights thing. But I do find it all a bit odd. This whole sort of like, I find it all a bit sort of like the fact that they turn tiny. Like, can all Pokemon, can all of these monsters, can they all like transform their size to teensy tiny so that they can fit into one of these little balls, or do they turn into energy?
You've totally been thinking about this way too much.
I've been thinking about this too much, but like
about mass to size indexes and stuff. It's like with the Transformers turning into cars. Like, how do they get that big? It's quantum mass, you see. I don't know, and I haven't even considered it. The thing that made me smile, actually, because I always assumed that they all fought each other and beat the crap out of each other, and you could kill them or capture them. But no, this fainting thing, which I wasn't aware of, where they all faint. Because it's like, oh, I declare, and they all fall over like that. Which is how I imagine it all. They throw a handkerchief in the air and go, Mr. Darcy, I do declare I have the vapors. And
which
they fall
one of
over.
Your Pokemon have you called Mr. Darcy?
None of them yet. I haven't caught the one that looks dashing with a little moustache. I will find one with the monocle and do it. Try and find Scupper. There's probably one hiding in the tall grass. Yes, tall grass has made a return as well. Shaky bits of grass wandering around. Whereas this is slightly different. It's isometric style. As I'm moving around, the grass is rustling along with it. It's much better presented than the previous game at the very least. I'm also collecting these little blue orby things. But here we go. Random encounter time. I've clearly found the Pokemon I was looking for. My opponent has got higher speed than my monster, so we'll attack first. This is Scupper, this watery lizard-looking doodad. Bubbles have appeared, and Schnarf has just been bubbled. Whoa! Because he's a water type, he's strong against my fire Pokemon, which has done serious damage. So I'm going to swap to my air monster, which is magic and stronger against water types. So there you go. Spyro, my new purple dragon, has jumped in to defend the fiery one. Choose your attacks and trap the monster once it's sufficiently weakened. All right. Do I have any magic? Can I try some magic? Let's try some magic. Bam! Perfect.
So,
hit.
why do you think these games are always like kind of going towards the free to play thing? Is it simply that the game, these games are full of grind, or that there are so many items that you have to use all the time that it just kind of makes sense?
There are game mechanics that work well when they transition to free-to-play. So there are some games, for example, that get created as premium games, and they later go free-to-play, or they decide to change the payment model. Often that doesn't work very well, because when a game's been designed to be premium, it's built in a certain way to reflect it. And if you suddenly try to change payment model, it feels incongruous. It doesn't really work very well. Hang on, what's this water? I'm going to call this guy Bloat, because he looks like he's got water retention. The free-to-play mechanics on games like this, like things like World of Warcraft or any game that requires lots and lots and lots of grind to ascend, works because you can just present the game, here you go, got to keep wandering around till you find the right Pokemon, and you can do that for hours. Or you can pay this money, and in this case you can get a trap that guaranteed works 100% of the time, and therefore you'll capture everything quicker. So it's kind of a time investment thing. If you want to speed up your progress, you can do that. I'm not a huge fan of that sort of thing. I find it a bit lame, but it's kind of a no-brainer for free-to-play guys to use these kind of games to
and I mean, like, I'm
on.
totally cool with free-to-play games as long as you can, as long as it is genuinely free-to-play and you can actually catch everything. At least if there is a chance that you can catch that thing, no matter how small, as long as you put the time in and can do it, I'm totally cool with that. If somebody wants to pay to catch a digital animal, and I'm more than happy for them to spend their money on that.
Okay, so we're on the farm now, or the ranch in this case it's called, which allows me to build a trapsmith, which is a good thing. I don't know what that is. Tap here to open the shop. I can build a trapsmith. That costs 2,900 of my silver coins, which I've got plenty of. I can drag it into position. It's already... Hang on. Tap, 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 tap. I'm dragging. There we go. Boom. And I can confirm, and there you go. It's going to build it in a Clash of Clans, housey buildy kind of style. And it's going to take some time, and so if I want to speed it up, I can use 4 of the gems, and there we go. Free to play, boys and girls. At least it's certainly definitely better than the first game that we played, which looks kind of really rough as far as I'm concerned, which was Mighty Monsters. This, Monster Legacy, definitely better looking than that. Some people are saying in the chat room that, looks a little bit kind of kiddie-ish, looks like kind of babies first. It's true, but then so Pokemon looks very childlike as well. It's a cutesy game made by Nintendo for initially, at least, for young kids. So it all looks a bit cutesy. Let's be honest. Anyway, we're going to leave this one here as well because we need to get on. There's 2 more games to go through.
So that was Monster Legacy,
that's right.
And that's available on iOS.
And it's free to play.
And it is free to play.
Download it if you want to. All right, then let me throw out this placeholder, and we'll move to the next game, which is going to be this one. Now, I was quite looking forward to playing this, and then I booted it up, and I was slightly disappointed by the layout of the screen. But I think there might be something to do with the fact that this is a free version. Right. It went free and it wasn't. So, what we got here is... Grab the placeholder away. Beastie Bay.
Ooh.
Which is from Kairosoft. Kairosoft being the purveyors of those epic something quests and game dev story and Grand Prix story and all
lots
of
of
those.
Stories.
Yeah, lots of
storytellers.
Exactly. Lots of those. And they're good games. They're all very much of a kind, but they are good games. So here's my island name. We're into Sunny Isle. That's fine. I'm not interested in choosing. I can choose as my first ally. I can have a doggy or a cat or a duck. I'm, of course, going to run with the duck.
Obviously. Come on.
And he is going to be called...
Go on.
Quackers.
Okay. Well,
Quackers the duck.
You had one job.
Let's go. Right, here we go. Hello, I'll be your assistant, says assistant. He's just called assistant.
Okay.
But way to innovate, guys. I've been helping people develop deserted islands for 40 years. This is very specific. Ask me anything. Why are you called assistant? Assistant?
Yeah.
Let's develop Sunny Isle into an island renowned the world over. If you've got any questions, select tutorial, yada, yada, yada. Fine. Okay, so I've got a duck who's got a speech bubble above his head saying homeless. Presumably, it's saying homeless. I can only imagine. This guy is now moving around of his own accord.
Oh, God.
I've tapped the facility, which is telling me about discovery amounts and stuff. Let me click on the actual character. Following selected character. Tap again to see detailed info. Alright then. Here's Quackers. He's got 2 intelligence. He's level 1, 30 hit points, and other things as well. Tap to follow. So I'm going to follow him. Right, this kid who's wandering about. He's called Robin. Presumably he's my hunter kid, I guess.
I imagine so.
Resident Robin. Here you go. He's Civ rating D, Nature rating C, and apparently food can be found nearby. This is a facility. I'm just tapping areas of the map now to see what the hell I'm actually supposed to do.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
This is weird.
This is already amazing.
This is not the game I was expecting. This is very different from the other ones. What am I supposed to do here? I'm just tapping on areas of the environment. It's even got a little pointer appearing, like a mouse cursor.
Yeah, like most of these Microsoft games do, don't they? They have sort of oddly Super Nintendo looking visuals, and then like it's almost like you're playing them on a PC sometimes.
Yeah, it does honestly feel like that in a weird sort of way.
Yeah.
So it's telling me all the times around here. Here we go. Look. So for example, it tells you when the next harvest will be from a particular area. There's a little timing bar which is going up or going down. Quackers is just sitting there, not doing an awful lot, whereas the kid who's wandering around...
Mm-hmm. Is he finding things? What's he up to?
Food can be found nearby, he says, but, like, I don't see how I'm supposed to change it.
Can we build a home for Quackers? That's what IDF1X asks in the chat.
Well, I'd like to, but I can't seem to do anything. Like, all I'm doing is clicking on areas. Am I supposed to wait till something happens? Let me go to the menu and just double check. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. Alright, so we've got allies, party allies, items, and other things. Build. Try building a home for your ally. Let's try that. Good call. Build. We've got 3 items here. We've got a lumber mill, a field, or a simple bath. Facilities. A house. Let's build a house. A human will be living here. Thanks, assistant. If there are trees or fields within the green border, the occupant can harvest food there. Try to place fields or lumber mills adjacent to houses. Alright. That sounds reasonable. Food can be found nearby.
There's a lot. People say a lot of different things about Kairosoft, but one thing that you can always say about them is that they're never too concerned about the accuracy of their translations. Are they? They're never.
Apparently not.
Then they do sort of phone that one in, really, don't they? Yeah, they're odd, Kairosoft, but they make really good games. They make genuinely excellent games. Like Game Dev Story. If you haven't played that, oh my word, so worth playing. And like there is a something story for every single sort of thing that you would want. You know, like horse racing story and all of these other. You know, I think there's like a train one or something like that. Like
there's pretty much something for everything. I'm gonna now. Hang on. I've built a home for the little guy, and he's barely got 2 of them now. I need to build something for the duck.
Duck needs to buy a duck house.
Nature.
Yeah.
Palm tree, woods, forest. Nope. Facilities. Remove. Ally's home. Does he count as an ally? Yeah, he counts as an ally. I'm going to build a beast. Yeah, a beast will be living here, it says. Your allies are happiest when surrounded by nature, so build them houses in places abundant in vegetation. You can choose a location while scrolling. Touch the building and drag to make fine adjustments. Alright, let's drag. I want to build Quackers' home right here.
So you get about building this sort of stuff. If you are watching us on the front page of twitch.tv, then come on through, click through for heaven's sake. We are AppSpy and Pocket Gamer. What we do is we play mobile games, tablet games, we play iOS games, sometimes we play Android games, and in the future we'll be playing all sorts of other games as well that you can fit in your pocket. And we're playing at the moment Beastie Bay by Kairosoft, which is we're sort of looking at the moment at Pokemon games. Pokemon-ish games are on mobile. Beastie Bay is on iOS. I believe it's also on Android because they tend to go. Kairosoft tend to quite like Android because obviously it's quite popular in Japan.
They do. The duck's talking to me. Quackers has spoken up. He says he's blessed to find such a nice home. Surprisingly literate for a duck, but it's all right. He's fine. He's happy. He's now got a little home. And now I'm being told to remodel the home. My house has fulfilled the conditions for remodeling. This duck speaks like an accountant. A facility that meets remodeling requirements has appeared on Sunny Isle. For details, select Info Remodeling. Something that upgrading helps speed up recovery and harvesting work. Try upgrading lots of different kinds of facilities. Alright, I'll do that then. Let's remodel Quackers' home. Oh, we're turning it into a grade A pasture. Wow.
Ooh, grade A pasture.
Oh, totally doing that. Confirm remodeling. Okay, we'll begin remodeling. The duck's speaking to me. Okay, semicolon, we'll begin remodeling. I can't wait to see how it turns out. This duck is a little... He's trying to turn it over and flip it for a profit, this duck. We've discovered a road near the house leading to some unknown terrain. Why not take some allies along and explore it? Yay! Let's do that.
Go on.
Because at the moment, this is more kind of resource management, world building stuff, whereas I want to go and find stuff.
Fight
I
animals.
want to
animals against other animals.
Exactly.
For your entertainment.
I see this duck kick a pigeon in the balls.
Now, the Aspie Fox says there's more to this duck than meets the digital eye. And I think that's absolutely true. Do you think that maybe the duck's going to transform, like Transformer-like, into, I don't know, like a robot?
From Duck-On to Duckmander to...
Oh my god, Duckmander, that would be amazing.
Duckazard, yes.
Yeah, Duckazard would be amazing.
Okay, so my boy and my duck are off to the unexplored area. There they go, heading for unexplored terrain. Oh my. Okay, cool. Yep. Expedition area, we're on the first beach. They are en route.
So, it seems to me that there's like half of this game is like building up your sort of home, and half of this is going out and fighting stuff.
Here we go! A beast has attacked! A wild beast, one might say. Okay, let's do it. Okay, it's fighting time! Oh, look at that! That right there, that's pure Pokemon.
Yeah.
It did the side panning thing where it comes in and the beasties... Yeah, alright, so... Robin's saying it's up to my ally, so we've had, not trainers, but we've had keepers and Pokemon. These ones are called allies, so whatever. If allies get into trouble, help them out with items. So here we go. I can either fight or do items. It's Quackers versus some crab. Fight! What should Quackers do? He can attack, he's got skills. Oh, he hasn't learnt any skills. This duck is rubbish.
He's a lame duck.
The crab's called Krabby A. Fine. I'm going to tap on Krabby A. Krabby A's attacking. Quackers took 3 damage.
I had.
Come on, Quackers! Come on!
Yeah.
Oh, he's had a little pop at him. He can't do an awful lot. He's gonna go again. Attack, man!
Come on, Quackers! You can do this.
Oh, apparently.
Use your training.
Krabby was guarding, which I think stopped the attack. That's not good.
Come on. Use this training that I taught you, Quackers.
Yeah, goddammit. Earn your feathery keep. Quackers attacks. Yeah, there we go. He took 5 damage off the jerk. Krabby A is weakened. Maybe I can capture him. Let's have a look at my items. I've got Sweet Herb and I've got Meager Bait. I'm going to use Meager Bait on Krabby. The crab's fallen in love with it.
Fantastic.
Krabby A left satisfied. Oh! I think I just like appeased the crab with a strawberry. I didn't mean to do that. I thought that might entice the crab towards me. But apparently the duck
with the strawberry
flicked fruit at the crab, and now he's happy. I've gained some experience, though. That's good.
Oh my god. Now,
this is a weird Pokemon game.
I'm keeping my eye on the chat and seeing all of the fantastic people that are chatting away there.
Victory!
Roth Sothi, Lord Plurality, Inath, the Aspie Fox, loads and loads of people, all of our regulars. Now, Danny, who's our community manager, is looking after the App Spy account and said, we need more duck-based games. I feel like that's maybe a stream for the future. We could do all sorts of best duck-based games on iOS.
Okay, so there is a duck game that you guys can all go and play. It's called Gravity Duck. That's a game. I think it's by Ravenous Games.
Time Ducks.
Time Ducks as well.
Actually,
so I've got a new crab. He joined my party. Apparently the strawberry appeased him. So he's now called Sheldon, and he's going to be fighting alongside Quackers as my mighty allied team. These games are weird, man. Right, I'm sure it will prove a stalwart companion. It was close, but we made it out alive thanks to my quick judgment. Let's keep exploring. Yeah, this text is weird. So the exploration is shown as a little bar at the bottom of the screen here. You can see it kind of jogging along, and he's found a treasure chest now. That's handy. Mm-hmm. But along the way, you encounter enemies, and then the fights happen. Here's another crab. Oh, and there's something else that's just popping up now. What's this? I've got on 16 times what look like rations or legs of pork or something. Here we go again. We're going to have a fight now. Oh, we've got a crab and what looks like a hermit crab. Offering a weakened beast bait can be an effective strategy. That's what I did. Thank you, assistant. The key is not to give up. All right, fine. Let's fight this jerk. No, actually, let's fight this weird thing. Can I choose the other one? Attack, that one. All right, brilliant. Hermit Crab A. Hermit Crab's guarding. Sheldon attacks. Wapa.
This is epic. I mean, this is some epic battling right now.
This is weird. Someone's asking me if Gravity Duck is actually any good. It's alright. There is a review up on Pocket Gamer if you want to go and have a look at it. It's not the best of their games, but it is okay if you really need your ducky fix. Let's see if he's got any skills. No one still has any skills. Attack Krabby A, damn it. And you, attack the Hermit Crab. Go. Wapa.
I can't believe that you've called the crab Sheldon.
Oh, come on. These games are all about these crap puns and weird nonsense. You can't decry me and never go for choosing a silly name. I called the last purple dragon Spyro, for goodness sake.
That's true. That's true.
I'm going to keep attacking, because there's not really any skills going on at the moment. So just keep laying into him. It's a bit annoying to watch this, unfortunately, because it's very small on the screen, as you can see, and it's also got bloody advertising at the bottom, which I don't like seeing. But I'm afraid I can't do anything about that. It won't
also,
go
really really weird advertising, like, hey, why don't you buy some encryption, like, for your
Some
phone?
would say topical advertising regarding cloud encryption.
Yeah, like...
Just saying.
Wow.
Krabby A pinched hard with its claws. Oh no! I think one of my guys, I think my crab fainted. Or whatever they do. Yes! Yes! Come on! Come on, Robin. Quacker's rage has peaked and can be unleashed as an aura. Brilliant. Doing so should boost its attack power. Brilliant. Like aura. Here we go. Quackers unleashes aura. It just basically made him glow a little bit. He looks like he's hovering around a portal. Okay.
My heart hurts a bit.
Quackers is attacking. Come on, Quackers. Papa. Oh, it's only 2 damage. It's not that much, though. Not very effective on Krabby, apparently. Well, I don't have much choice, do I? Because I don't have any... I've only got the one attack. Hermit Crab A performed a drill dance. That's not good.
Oh, man. Quackers is so OP.
I'm totally going to have to use... Does the sweet herb. I'm going to use the sweet herb on Quackers because he was a bit ill. Now he's much better. He's good now. He's feeling good.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, yeah, exactly. Hermit Crab A attacks. Quackers evaded! Yeah, my duck's got the moves. Go on, Hermit Crab. Suck it up. I can't tell when this thing is healed enough, though. Oh, it's not healed enough. Damaged enough. See, if I'm tapping on the Hermit Crab, it's not giving me any information about him. I'd like to use that bait thing and try and lure him.
Can you capture him? Can you capture this?
Well, that was the bait thing, I think. That allowed me to capture him. I don't know if just beaten. Oh, apparently he's weakened. Now he's weakened. I'm going to use the Mega Bait again. I'm going to use it on Hermit Crab. It's a strawberry every time. I like the fact that he looks at it and goes, oh, excellent. Munch, 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 munch. A little love heart appears, and then he just buggers off the screen.
He's like, yeah, cheers, guys. This is all I actually wanted. So
free lunch. I'll see you later.
Just get mugged for strawberries.
So, Quacker's got experience. The other one didn't. Apparently, it looks like that beast from earlier wants to join. I accept. Hermit Crab has joined.
Oh my god. It looks like Quackers is the one throwing the strawberries out as well.
He is. Hermit Crabby has joined us, and we're all very happy.
It's amazing.
And now
amazing.
I've reached the crate at the end of the rainbow. Yep. Expedition's been completed.
Yep.
The first beach has been conquered.
Excellent.
And they haven't done very good with the capitalization on areas complete.
Oh god.
No one proofreads this stuff, apparently.
Nyko 2K12 says Quacker should have his own game. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Yes.
This is going to be the AppSpy and Quackers stream from now on. And I will be doing everything like that. Now that it's safe, we have access to new terrain. Everyone seems very pleased, including this monkey who's wearing a jacket.
Oh my god.
If you offer to bait an enemy that's been weakened in combat, you can sometimes win a new ally. So I was right to throw that strawberry at him the first time out. So strawberries are the cipher for Pokeballs in this game.
Fantastic.
I've obtained Mega Bait, and now night has fallen, and you have to build homes and all this other stuff for your creatures. Quackers has got his home, but the Hermit Crab is homeless. That's very sad. Alright then, that's Beastie Bay. I'm leaving that there, and finally we're going to go to our last game, because we're running quickly out of time here. This is free to play as well, just like all the games you've seen up until now, and it's, well, it's daft, isn't it?
Yes, it's
pretty daft.
It is.
But they all are a little bit. As I've said before, if you're just joining the stream now, very late in the day, then we are looking at alternatives to Pokemon that you can play on iPhone or iPad. Because at the moment, Nintendo hasn't provided us with an official Pokemon game. And it's probably not likely to do anytime soon, although we are getting a card game that is official Nintendo Pokemon action. Unfortunately, I did have a save file for this game that we played through this game for about an hour on the Twitch stream not so long ago, but it's refusing to sync with the cloud. So we're just starting from the beginning, which is a fair comparison, because that's what we've done so far with the other games. The game we are looking at finally today is Micromon. Here's Butu, which is the character that sounds a bit like Mewtwo, but it isn't. Keep in mind that you can change your avatar, yada yada yada. Here's the initial startup. This is, having now played those 3 games, probably one of the best ones. Like, I played this for an hour. This is quite a good Pokemon version. Yeah,
it really is, yeah.
So,
this is also the only premium one that we've featured.
Yes. So, I'm going to call my character Nokomon, because I think that sums up today's battles as well. I'm going to choose the female avatar, just for funsies. I confirm my choice. Now, this is quite slick. It's also super similar to the actual Pokemon setup as well. So here you go. The screen is shaking, mad things are happening, and I've warped into existence my little female avatar character with a cute little hat, and I'm now talking to Butu, which is the little droid claptrap-esque type thing who's going to be leading me through the adventure. I'm fully functional. She's very pleased, as you can see by a little speech bubble. She's now got to go and meet up with her trainer, Professor Dude, which, if you play Pokemon, that seems very, very familiar. And start out with gathering her own Pokemon. No, it's not Pokemon, Micromon. We're back in that problem again, aren't we? I spent the whole stream last time calling things Pokemon, but they're not Pokemon, obviously. They're Micromon. It's a totally different thing, yeah?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. Good.
For any lawyers watching, yes, a totally different thing. And that hat is not at all representative of the hat that you would find in a Pokemon game.
Not the one that I've got on that known as wearing in my Pokemon playthrough at this very moment. All right, here we go. We've come over. The little droid is answering to this master character, who is our professor character. In this case, he's a very young, hipster-looking Professor Dude, who's got a beard and good hair. He's called Malk. And we're going to rock it through all the dialogue because we know what's going on here. She's going to come in and he's going to say, "Oh, you're a young and promising little hunter person. Let's go and find some beasties to capture." Because that's what happens in all of these games.
Now, this, of course, now we sort of made the joke, but really completely true, that Malk is absolutely Danny, who is our community manager, which if you've seen any of the previous episodes that Danny's actually appeared on, you will now be able to confirm that it is indeed Danny.
Yeah, he does look quite a lot.
Well, not quite a lot. Identical. Actually the exact same person.
Okay, so I've been given very specific instructions. I can now walk around the screen. It's purely based on points of the compass, north, south, east, and west. You can't move in diagonals. This is very much like the actual Pokemon game. I'm going to go over and talk to Butu, which is the quest that I have been given. Here we go. I'm going to talk to the guy, facing him, press the talkie button. Completed quest. Right, let's get us started. So now we're going to do our little training thing. In Pixkai, you will find all sorts of Micromon. You can capture them, train them, and have them compete in battles. We've heard this already 3 times today. Let's have a simulated battle to teach you all of the basics. He runs off into the grass, and you have to follow him because tall grass, as we know, this is where all the Pokemon, or Micromon, or whatever Mon live. Let's fight. Where is he? There he is, that one that's shaking. There we go. And now we're entering fight mode. Now that you've found me, let's simulate a battle to teach you all the basics of fighting with Micromon. Here's the opponent. There he is flying there. And here's my Micromon, who looks a lot like a sort of fire lizard Charmander type thing. Up here, you can see whose turn it is, and that is tracked in the top left-hand corner. These are the info panels. This has got a lot more going on visually than the other ones. It's kind of more in-depth. These are skills your Pokemon can use during battles, and you can customize them as your Pokemon's level up. Likewise, check out the info bar and keep your eye on the stamina bar to make sure you don't run out and can't attack anymore. Let's try attacking. Use Scratch. That's that little one in the bottom left-hand corner. Proper attack animations this time, where they hop across and do a whoosh, swipe. Now it's his turn. The robot's going to attack. Whapa. There we go. Very kind of big, very bright and colourful, but reasonably well presented, certainly in comparison to some of the other games we've seen today. It's given me the option to use a health bar. I am going to use that because apparently I have to as part of the tutorial. Great, now try to attack me one more time. I'm going to use the slash attack, which is in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. That was a critical blow. And now that he's weak, you use what's called a capture chip. So this is the particular Pokeball. 1, use. Now, am I right in thinking this is the really weird meta game? where
Yeah.
you're actually sort of playing on a console inside a console inside a...
So Micromon makes out that you, as the player looking at the game Micromon,
Yes.
you are part of the story in so much as it accepts that you exist and that you are entering the world through the avatar in the game. And oddly, the inhabitants of the Micromon universe, they actually say to you in one part of the dialogue, they say, you know, like, we're not sure whether or not we're digital and real, or whether or not we're just like the device that you're holding is just a portal to our world. We're not like we don't know if we exist. It all gets a bit meta.
It is well meta. I've just evolved, by the way. Ashran's turning into Ashmon or something, so my little beastie is very quickly evolved through experience, which is the first one we've actually seen evolve over the course of today. They're giving you the evolution dynamic right at the beginning to show you what's going to happen, which is probably a good idea. There you go, it's that easy, says the little robot. Now, remember, train your Micromon well and you'll do just dandy. Mm-hmm. So, I've got my items and I now have saved and we can move on and do some other stuff. Let's talk to this guy here. I think I need to go back and chat to the professor now. You can actually find out as well, so there's a lot more stuff here. You can see, look, there's a quest icon in the right hand side of the screen. I can get items from Mac, I've gone and done that. Malk, whatever he's called. Mm-hmm. Train with Butu, I've done both of those things. I need to go and get the quest items from Malk. You can see that the box hasn't been checked. There's a hexagon instead of a filled in hexagon. Also, you have the ability to add currency to it. This is a premium game, right?
It is a premium game, 69p 99 cents.
That's right.
So
you can also pay for extra currency as well. So yeah. All right, then we're going to go back to the professor's little laboratory thingy here. Enter the door and chat to him.
There he is.
Right, there he is again. There's Danny. Galaxy's back in one piece. Yada yada yada. Highly trained, intelligent personnel. He's making fun of the robot now because AI. Am I right, guys?
Right.
Of course, go out there, catch the Micromon, and have fun while you're at it. You'll also need some equipment. He's given me something called the M-Linker, which will allow me to come in and out of Pixakai, meaning you can go back to the real world whenever you want, because Pixakai is not real. This is the real world, and we're in it, but we're playing a game on a phone.
Your head's going to explode.
Fine, whatever. I've obtained a backpack. That's great. Use it to gather and organise items. And I've also got some running shoes so she can get a shift on.
Nice.
Excellent. He's apologising for the fact that my Micromon evolved. Don't know why. That's a cool thing. I just saw a dragon turn into a slightly bigger dragon.
Yeah, dude.
That's all I ask for, really.
Malk.
These kind of games. But go ahead and choose your very first Micromon. So here you go. You get to choose your Micromon. There's a choice of 3 in the Pokemon game. Here you get 5. So it's Vidri, Finillion, Glaron, Gust. I went with Gust last time. And Krytoys. I'm going to choose Glaron this time because it looks like a cat mixed with a ram.
And because it's the most sort of flagrant of the encroaching upon Pokemon design, like, of all of those.
Fair enough.
It's so close to being a Flareon. It's unbelievable.
Well, like I say, there's only a certain number of creatures you could draw, really, before they all start to look
into
the bloody same.
Fire, cat, that'll do.
All right, now I've chosen him, and he's suddenly turned around and gone, show me the money then. And then he's all like, what? You thought I was going to give you all that stuff for free? Pay me, young child. Pay me for my weird monstery wares.
He's gone a little bit Tom Nook on you, hasn't he?
Danny's quite ruthless when he wants to be. Right, I've been assigned to the cave. He's got strange readings coming from the cave. So I've got to go and track it down. Although he's just called me lad when I'm clearly a girl. That's weird. Right, so he's now talking to his assistant person about eggs. Fine, cool, let's go. Oh, Butu's here again. Let's go and find that cave and have a fight. Let's have a quick ruckus before we leave.
Go and have a fight with him. Now, while you're off trying to find this cave, I will say that obviously it's been absolutely fantastic. We've been looking at all of these Pokemon games. If you have joined us today, and this is the first time that you're watching, oh my word, hit that follow button. That's basically the Pokemon ball of Twitch for us, basically.
And you'll capture us. You
capture just a tiny little, teensy little bit of us, and it means that you'll be able to be sent an email every single time that we go live. But we go live at the same time anyway, 5 p.m. UK, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern, midnight to 2 a.m. ish, depending on where you are in Australia, some other times in different parts of the world. But yeah, hit that follow button because honestly, it really does help us out. And the big wigs upstairs, they all go, oh, lots of follows. That's really good. And
we get to carry on doing this
exactly
nonsense on a day-to-day basis, which we really enjoy doing. So I'm just going to go out and pick a fight now. Let's dive into the bushes and see what we can find. Go on, I can see things shaking. Quick, there we go. Fight! It's on! I want to fight a proper monster. So here we are. My Glaron is going to take on Critty, which is a weird thing with a leaf on its forehead.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So I've got 2 attacks here. I'm going to use Flame. Whoopah! Yeah. Nice.
It's going to
6
burn
damage
that
on him. That did pretty well, actually. That was good. He's taken an attack. Now, let's see if I can catch it, because he's been quite badly damaged. As before, there are 3 different types, normal, easy, and 100% capture, which I have to buy using coins, which I blatantly don't have. I'm using X's to purchase these ones. Let's go for normal. Processing data. Do I capture it on my... You're capturing it like a little phone for some reason. Analyzing Micromon data. Transferring information. Is it successful? Come on. Don't leave me hanging. I want a weird thing with a leaf on its head. Oh, hello. Full animations are happening now. Wow, check this out.
Ooh.
Talk about ceremony.
Ooh.
He's warping into place. I've caught the little bugger. And he's jumping up and down. He still looks a bit gutted. I've got to be honest with you. He doesn't look delighted to be here. But screw it. Congratulations. I caught Critty. He has joined my party. What a result. Get down. All right.
Get down indeed.
So this is, like, I would argue, the most similar to Pokemon of all the games. Like, the way it's presented and the way it's taught the systems and the choosing your Micromon at the beginning. This is possibly the most obviously...
And arguably, that's probably what you want.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know? I'm inclined to agree with you. If that's the thing you're genuinely after, a Pokemon game that's as close to the original as possible, this is probably your best bet, I would say, from the other ones. Someone's outspying counter IGN. What? Well, as in, what, if we were fighting them or something?
Yeah, if we were gonna fight IGN, I think what would we do if we were if AppSpy were a Pokemon? And IGN were a Pokemon. This is what I went to university for. If AppSpy were a Pokemon and IGN were a Pokemon, then what would we do? Obviously, I think throw a rock. That would
Is that it?
And maybe just like dig. Like, could we dig? I mean, that's what I'm doing right now.
Dig and hide. They're a lot bigger than us, you see, technically speaking. They are a lot bigger. Although we could, like, stealth them and outflank them with our superior knowledge of iOS gaming.
Yes, perfect. That's it, exactly right. Like, Pichu, right? Tiny little one, but ultimately... can take out a Charizard if you level it up.
Packs a wallop.
Yeah,
right.
if you level it up high enough. So absolutely, I think that's probably what we'd do. Now, one of the other things I do absolutely want to just quickly highlight in here, amazingly, and I think it's the first time we've actually received it. Jack Sack in the chat room posted a piece of Quacker's fan art. That they quickly put together. So if you want to see that, it's actually on Imager. I'm sure Danny will link to it again. There is some fan art for Quackers already.
Never has someone's star risen so quickly as
amazing.
That's
amazing.
That's
I think
awesome.
we should give Quackers his own YouTube
Good on
channel.
Quackers. So it's now showing me a bunch of egg stuff that I can buy, and these eggs let you spin wheels. It's more of a kind of tune in every so often and buy a golden egg, and it'll give you secret items and crap like that. This plays into a much more free-to-play sort of dynamic, which I'm not all that interested in. So here you go. I tap on the lucky wheel at the top, and it does a spin. I can check how many eggs I've got. Yeah. Jackpot changes, and you'll get possibly Micromons from the wheel themselves. Here, I'll give it a spin, and it's going to... Hopefully, I'll win a creature. I can get an ultra-rare Lunatail, or a Drabble, or a Mickhold.
They all sound great.
Mikkolo, I think that's what its name is. We're spinning. Stop. Let's see what I get. Oh, it's been fixed. I've got the... Oh, no, it's good. I'm getting the ultra-rare Luna, which looks like a little...
That's a double hand grab right there for an ultra rare.
Weirdo water lizard thing. That's fine with me. That's fine. I've got a Lunatail. Check it out. You've just earned a new Micromon, and they automatically go into my party even if they're full, which presumably means you can go back to some kind of farm or something like that. These are apparently better ones. If you get them out of spinning the wheel, apparently they tend to be more highly powered, which I presume is going to encourage you to try and spend more money on it, probably, rather than wait to get them organically. Malk's just giving him something. A cruise ticket, which presumably means I can get to a new area.
Yep,
thanks, Malk. I bet you're going to come up to me halfway through the game and go, so where's the money for it then? Eh?
Yeah.
Where's the cash?
And then like stab you and
Shut up, Malk.
You need that money. Oh, horrible. Malk. Oh, Danny.
I will say there's a lot of text coming up. The beginning of this game is very sort of tutorial heavy, where it's telling you all the crap you have to do. But there's a little bit of that in the original Pokemon game too. Let's finish up today's stream with a final fight. So it's me versus Tagu. So Glaron is taking on this Tagu thing. Let us test out the new. Let's go to the team members and let's test out Lunatail. I fancy having a look at this new one. So boom! Lunatail appears on the scene. He's going to get another attack in because, you know, I switched characters. I used up a turn doing that. He's getting 2 attacks. Ah, but he missed one. Ah, yes, suck. Right, I'm going to do the swipe attack. Whop. Oh, it's quite powerful. Nice one. Lunatail's taking a couple of hits, but it's alright. He'll push through. Go on. Wapa. Oh! He's nearly going to die. Let's try and capture this Tagu, if we can. He gets 2 attacks, though. I think that's well out of order. This guy's a jerk. Catch. Let's use... Oh, the prices have increased now. Very easy, super easy, or 100% capture. Presumably, I don't understand the 5 or 9x thing. Like, I can't see a comparison like I'm using up money. Use X, 9 or 5. What does this refer to? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Oh, all right, I'll use this one.
Use it all up. Who cares?
Boom. Processing data. So presumably this says it's analyzing and processing, and it will tell us whether or not I get it. So it's doing this kind of countdown thing now, where it's like, oh, is it going to work? Is it going to work? It's trying to string out the tension for as long as possible. Let's see. Promising. Very promising. Warping onto the tabley thing. Do I get it? Do I get my very own Tengui, whatever it's called?
Come on, come on, come on.
Looks like a yes. Yes, he's jumping up and down with joy.
Now that is a success. That is a successful stream. That's how you do it.
I've got a to-go.
That's how you do it.
I've got a to-go, and you've all seen some alternatives for Pokemon games on iPhone or iPad.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, everybody, today. We're also going to be doing some more stuff regarding how you can play Nintendo games or other games on your iPhone and iPad. We're going to touch on the topic of emulators in as legal a way as is humanly possible. So check back with us for more information on that. We'll give you tutorials. We'll show you how it's done and what games you could be playing, provided you already own them. I'm gonna put that caveat in there for legal reasons. Thanks everybody for tuning in today. Come back tomorrow where we're going to do Eye on the App Store and show you all the games that are going to be coming out in the next 24 hours. It's a big week this week. Very big week. So tune into that one and see, because we'll have some impressive looking games that we'll be able to show you before anyone else actually sees them. Alright, so be there. Pinky swears. Promise? Yes? Excellent. See you tomorrow. Bye.